Greetings everyone, short video today. At first I wasn't going to make a video about the leaks from Ubisoft showing their cult-like adherence to social justice narratives and their absolutely abysmal understanding of market forces. But then this article came out in Gamatsu about how the industry needs to find a soul and that games aren't meant to be entertaining. They're not meant to be entertainment. A message that couldn't be more clear in its adherence that games should be used as a vehicle for not escapism or entertainment, which, while we're throwing money at them, but as conditional, predictive programming, and alt-right propaganda. As for always, the links will be in the description for all the images you're seeing in the background. Now, I'm not going to go over all the science of their mentality. Aiden Paladin does that far more in depth with far more studies cited. So if you're interested in what the studies and science says on the topic of representation, I would look no further than her channel. Instead, we're going to focus on the market dynamics of their cult-like push for social justice. Let's break this down. 46% of gamers are female and 54% are male, according to the screen you're seeing right now. Let's devil's advocate that is true. Here's the problem. Not all that 54% and 46% is going to want to play your game. Those percentages are further broken down into, individual genre preferences. While it's true that 46% of gamers are women, the important question is to ask, what are they predominantly playing? According to a Knockout study, they're predominantly playing mobile games and specific genres of mobile games, mostly match 3, family and farm sims, and puzzle games. The further you go, the more you'll see that you aren't fighting for 46% of the market, but you're fighting for a percentage of a percentage. Say you're making a sports game. You aren't going to get 46% of the market to play your game, only about 2% of 46%, meaning 1 out of every 100 people is your potential market. Western RPGs, you'd be targeting about 12.5 people out of 100, if we put that as an even split of 50-50 in the gender. Which could easily be explained away by the give and take of, estimates. The idea that there's this huge untapped market of blank slates that only need to be represented in order to compel their brains to rewire and make them want to play a genre they're not interested in, it's just patently absurd. That is the simple market dynamics of the game industry, but in truth, these people don't care about that. Anyone could see that it's purely sexist to be dictating to women what they're going to want to play, how they're weak, feeble, and easily intimidated, that they need them. Important caveat to all their bullshit. It's not that we need to empower women, it's, hey, put us in power so we can empower women. Create a problem, then sell the solution. I've dealt with these people numerous times. Every one of us has, really. It doesn't really matter if you show them the downward sales trends for their mentality. It doesn't matter if you show them an entire year of underperformance and outright failures for a company pushing this. And yes, I'm referring to Bethesda, a company that describes Nazis in the same way I imagine the KKK describes black people when asked what a Nazi is. Which becomes all the more ironic when the company that can't describe what Nazism is going about purging white males from Arcane Studios, which an act that you would literally call Nazism. You really can't write better analogy than that. It doesn't matter if you show them the market statistics revealing they're not competing for every female, that's insane, but that they're competing for a portion of them that want to play that genre. And even of that portion, there is many of them that are already tied up in games that they already like. So it's basically a percentage of a percentage of a percentage. For more information on that, read the article, Your Target Market Doesn't Exist. Great read. And they especially don't care if you show them the science behind avatars and representation being completely irrelevant. They don't care and they don't want to hear it because they are either drink so deep of their own narrative or they belong to communities that outright prohibit them from even questioning their core beliefs, let alone look at any scientific and hard facts that contradict their fundamental dogma. We hear about this all the time. It's becoming more and more prevalent that conservatives are now standing up and saying that they're being chased out of tech companies, that they can't express their views or ideals even in general conversation without being called Nazis and being chased out of video game companies. This is outright persecution. So, when you live in an environment like that, you're not going to be able to go, well, maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, though, these are the kind of sexists that chase men from companies, the kind of racists who believe it is their God-given right to dictate to non-whites. Because that's how they view it. It's whites and then non-whites. Not people, not individuals, not fellow gamers, not potential consumers. It's whites and non-whites. And the non-whites, they are dictated to how they should feel, what they want, and how oppressed they are while destroying and denigrating anything that is white. These people act on emotion while being emotionally and mentally unstable, and instead of logic and reasoning and, those pesky facts being their guide, it's just whatever the narrative is that day. And it is that day. The night before, you can see this. They're all against it, and then someone like Anita Sarkeesian says, "Oh, this is so great, so great," and then they're all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh my God, no, I was always for this." No, I didn't know what I was talking about yesterday. I've already deleted my tweets. I was just so wrong. The only way we're going to stop this bullshit at this point is to stop buying the products. Stop allowing them to feel morally superior while being part of a cult that is now carrying out terrorist attacks because filing multiple false rape accusations failed to stop a Supreme Court nomination from going through. Those may seem like unrelated problems, but it's just a representation in the macrocosm what we're experiencing here in gaming on the microcosm. These really are the same entitled people who sit in their gated communities telling me, my friends, my audience, everyone, that we're the problem, not them. That we just need to accept that this is the new standard of things and accept that games aren't meant to be fun. They're not meant to be entertainment. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm never going to accept that. And this will end when the consumers and the people end it, and really not a moment before. So, always vote with your wallet. Because used games don't give money to these companies, and piracy doesn't give money to these companies, period. Yar har, people. Peace out.